When you say that our voting system isn't democratic, maybe you can explain what you mean by that, because
Okay.
I think I know what you're talking about. But
Okay, so for the House of Representatives in the US and for the House of Commons in the UK, we use what's called a plurality system or a first past the post system.
Yeah.
Okay, so just to give you an example, supposing you've got a congressional district with 100 voters and 10 people stand for election and 8 of them get 10 votes each and one gets 9 votes. And the last gets 11 votes.
Yeah.
He's the guy who goes to Congress, representing 11 people out of 100. The other 89 are completely unrepresented. They have there's no representation there. And from this simple fact, which shows that our systems of election are undemocratic, and by the way, the elections to the Senate, are proportional to the number of states, not the number of people in them.
Yeah.
Then the Electoral College, which exists, to stop some idiot, ignorant, bloviating.
Yeah, it didn't work very well.
Okay. So you can see that all the other institutions of the US are even more remote than that. But right there in the system of representation, you've got a very distorting voting system. Leave aside even the fact of gerrymandering.
Yeah.
To get a more proportional system of election, which really does reflect the variety of preferences and choices, will probably result in the failure of the two-party system. In almost all countries that have a first-past-the-post voting system have a two-party system, and power swings between the two parties. And the result of that is that whoever happens to control the party, the clique, the group at the top of that party, or the activists in the country who determine party policy, are the people who run the country. Whereas if you have proportional representation, you tend to get coalition governments. So you can look at places like Germany and others where they have good systems of proportional representation, or you look at places like Italy and Israel where they have bad ones. So in the bad ones, you get very small minorities over influencing policy. But where you've got the right kind of system and it really works, what tends to happen is that it drains politics out of government. Instead of government being highly politicized, all the politics happens in elections and then in the negotiations between the different parties who are going to constitute the coalition. And then you get a kind of consensus emerging, and then there's government, and government should be for all the people, not just the people who voted for a particular party.
That's what this says, yeah.
Yeah, so, that's what it says in the preamble to the U.S. Constitution, the people, the whole people. So it's incredibly important that we should look at the way that our system has in fact evolved, de facto, in practice evolved, and how recent events have kind of ripped the cover off it and said, look, it's just dysfunctional.